Hey guys, we are back with another episode of Calf Kick Sports. My name's Ash, and as always, I'm joined by Tim. And today we are joined by one of the nicest killers we've ever had on the show. He trains at the legendary Jackson Wink facility, and he's coming off two back-to-back KO victories. Lydell, how you doing, buddy? Man, thanks for coming on.
Man, I'm doing great right now. I honestly can't complain, man. I had some curry, got a workout in this morning, a run in. I'm ready.
Nice, man. I actually wanted to go straight into your last two fights here because
Please do. It's on.
Yeah, man. You set in a fucking fast pace early, and I just wanted to know what your cardio routine's like because I remember there was one fight, you literally you always come out of the gates, man, with violence, man. And
that's my thing.
one of the fights you start doing push-ups after, man. Like, what's your cardio routine like?
Dude, you know what? Before I say that, that's honestly like a thing my Muay Thai coach, like literally out of the blue, like he was just so shocked that I just like starched that guy. He was like, push-ups, Lydell, push-up. And I'm like, what? So I just did the push-up. Last time I tried to replicate the push-ups, you know what I mean, man? But it was a little, not the same, man, But yeah, I really do like a lot of swimming. Like, I don't know if you guys know Dontel Mays, but he's a UFC heavyweight.
Oh, yeah.
He was Cyril Gaines' first fight in the UFC, but he's one of my best friends and everything, and he introduced me to swimming, and I really didn't realize, because I still can't swim, but I didn't realize how much cardio it actually takes to like swim. You know what I mean? Like, it's a full body workout. So just like a lot of swimming, like 5 miles, maybe four times a week or something like that. And just like breathing exercises. Coach Jackson here, he has us doing a lot of breathing exercises and stuff. So I think that stuff works. He even has us do breathing exercises like while we're doing like conditioning, or like maybe we're grappling and he's like walking us through breathing exercises. It's really cool, actually, man. It's a great place.
Man, 5 miles of swimming. No, swimming is good for you because it's not impacting your joints, so it's much better for you a long term. I remember Rampage Jackson used to do swimming as well, and he said that helped his career. But one thing about doing push-ups after fights, I think you almost set the standard that's what you're going to do. I remember Forrest Griffin mentioned this in his book, that he always does the same thing, so he never looks tired. Because one day you're going to do push-ups and you're going to be like, oh shit, oh damn it, no, I'm tired.
You gotta push, man. You just gotta push. I think routine definitely is like one of my keys. You know what I mean? Like, I've been here for like maybe it's going on like 2 years at this point now, and I like really have like kind of the same routine. I've kind of like built like a routine. It's like honestly been the same for like the last 2 years, which is weird. I've never held a routine that long, but with MMA,
Does it almost kind of help, because, classically with a lot of MMA fighters, it's like day in, day out, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. And then it's like the same thing over and over again. Does it almost kind of help keep the boredom away, in some ways?
It does, because I like moved 1,600 miles at like the drop of a hat. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't like know many people out here, and I still don't know many people out here. I don't like go out like that much or anything, So like keeping a routine always gives me something to do, Like I never have time to be in my head. Like I never have time to be like, man, I'm depressed or like I miss my family or whatever. Because whenever I miss my family, I just go train, like, or like whatever the case is, man. But it's good stuff, I can't complain too much. I think I'm really just starting to get into my routine. Like Coach Wink was telling me that usually it takes fighters about 10 years, you know what I mean? 11, 12 years, like their career before they get tired of like training, He was just telling me you got to fall in love with the habit. And so that's kind of what I'm doing right now, just learning to fall in love with the habit.
Well, and we've interviewed a lot of fighters from the Jackson Winkeljohn camp.
We
like Davion Franklin, and we had
Juan
Adams. Like these guys. That I imagine like the sparring sessions for you guys is just brutal, but all of them are so complimentary to the camp. It's a legendary academy that you guys have down there. What is it like being in the room with so many like great minds of MMA and so much lineage at the Jackson Winkeljohn Academy?
Dude, honestly, I'm still in shock, man, because like a lot of people don't know this, but I'm a giant fight fan, bro. Like, I'm an insanely big fight fan. I've been a fight fan since I was like 12. You know what I mean? So like. Okay, this is a funny story, right? So like there was a UFC Undisputed 3. I think it came on like PS3 or something like that. I chose Jackson Wink as my fucking corner. You know what I mean? Like, so Coach Jackson and Wink.
No way.
It's
That's
crazy.
So crazy, man.
Shit comes full circle, man. So to like be like be in the same room with these guys and like talk to these guys, you know what I mean? Like hold a conversation. Sometimes I honestly feel like I don't belong, you know what I mean? Because I'm so green. I'm like new in the sport, bro. But it's honestly like the gyms I get from these guys, I literally couldn't even pay for, you know what I mean? Like it's just endless knowledge, like all the time, you know what I mean? So many well-versed, experienced guys here, you know what I mean? So whenever I go to be like, hey, have you guys ever experienced? They're like, oh yeah, we know. You know, so it's like, it's honestly pretty cool, man. For like a young guy like myself, it's the best place to be.
Yeah. No,
it's honestly the best place to be.
Definitely, man. I mean, what was your first day? Because I had this conversation and it reminded me with, you know, another fire. He goes like the first day I was at I think it was Rufus Sport with Scotty Stockman, and he was like, I was so nervous, man. How was your first day at Jackson Wink? Like,
dude,
what was the emotions like?
I'm glad you asked, because my very first day, Jon Jones was getting ready for Dominic Reyes.
Wow.
So,
oh my god.
That's not even that long ago, man. That's like
my very first day he's down there, man. Like I get like Christian Edwards, I'm not sure if you guys know him, but he's ranked Bellator, you know what I mean? Light heavyweight prospect, one of the best guys in the world, the best, like personally the best fighter I know. But like he picked me up from the airport my very first day, man. And I got to Jackson Wink, seeing a big JW, and I'm like, shit, that's very bright. You know what I mean? Like, and then as soon as you walk into Jackson Wink, like biggest, like clear as day on the wall, it says like the best in the world train here. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want to train, if this isn't for you, just leave now. And I was like, shit, this is for real. You know what I mean? Like it's a warning. It almost felt like not like deja vu, but almost like Final Destination or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it's a little weird. But like I come upstairs and like Christian's talking to me, showing me where my room is, and Jon Jones is down there looking chunky. You know what I mean? He was like maybe like 240 at this time, 235. So he had like a big sweatsuit on, and like him and Six Gun are down there crashing pads. He's going crazy, and someone calls me. So I pick up my phone and answer it, and they literally stop. Him and Six Gun just stop and like look up, like, who the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, who's this guy with the camera out? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden Christian is just like, okay, don't do that, dude. You know what I mean? Like he's a little weird about that. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I honestly didn't know. But that was like my first day. You know what I mean? I ended up meeting the guy after that. You know what I mean? Talking to him. He's a really nice guy, but he's kind of caught off guard. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like when you're the greatest in the world, you see a random guy with a camera, I probably panic too. You know, so. Interesting times, for sure.
Man, that's so intimidating. Imagine like just before Pete camp, this guy's like, "Hey, what the hell? It's Jon Jones of all people, man."
Ooh. I was literally so caught off guard. I thought he was going to tell me to jump in the cage. I was like, "Bro, my bad." My bad.
But let me ask you. I know, like, man, it's. I love being starstruck in this sport, because once you're around the sport for a while, you kind of get used to seeing like these guys are pretty normal people. It's amazing being starstruck, and I feel like Jon Jones is still that. But I want to go back. You were playing the THQ UFC Undisputed 3, which I think was like the best one.
The best one.
Oh, that was the best one. Well, who was your go-to fighter? Who was like what did you tell me? You're like, what other video games you were into?
Oh, okay. At the time or like now?
I would say at the time, like you're more like
okay
video games that were influential.
Yeah, I've always been more of like a weird video gamer, like guys like playing, like I'll play like 2K or like Madden or like the UFC games, which I played the UFC Undisputed 3, but really back in the day I played a bunch of fucking Skyrim.
Yes.
Bro, and it's so bad because I wanted to hate Skyrim so bad. Like my dad got it and I'm like, what the fuck is, you know what I mean? Like, what is this, Dad? Like, and then that's when I just watched it long enough, man. I was like, this is really interesting, bro. I have to, you know. But like my go-to character in UFC Undisputed 3 was always Jon Jones, man. That guy was unstoppable in that game. Like one punch to sleep. And he had like an 84.5-inch reach or something. So yeah, man. Freaking get Jon Jones and go to Pride, stump out Wanderlei Silva, you know what I mean? Rampage.
You're just picking up the most overpowered character, man. Like you play with your friends and we're like, oh, for fuck's sake, Lydell. Or like Jon Jones again, like literally.
Why play with a created character? You know, why create myself when I can play with Jon Jones?
Do you play UFC 4? I play that, but it's nowhere near as good as 3, man. No way.
I play, but I'm really not very good at it. Davion Franklin is definitely the best UFC 4, UFC 3, UFC whatever player I've ever seen in my life. He beats everyone at Jackson Wink. But
really?
I think I'm okay. I maybe win like once every 10 games or something, you know, but the effort is what counts, you know. Never fold them.
I got a challenge, man, one day, man. I used to just play it online all the time, but then my girlfriend's like, look, man, you're gonna have to stop this, otherwise this is done.
So I want attention, man. You know what I mean? UFC 4 isn't going anywhere.
Jesus, man. Yeah, so I mean, just changing gears a little bit, you know, obviously you're a big, you know, you got a lot of power, man. Like out of all your fights, yeah, man, you can show them guns. But out of all your fights, yeah, I've seen, like, I don't think they've really gone out of the second round, man. Like, you're just brutalizing people. Is power something you've always had, Lydell?
I think power is something I've always like subconsciously had, you know, because like I would always like whenever I wrestled, I was always the long skinny guy, you know what I mean? So I'd always face a bunch of like short, stocky, Bo Nichols looking like wrestlers, you know what I mean? But like I never had a problem like being overpowered though. So it's weird. Like I have long, skinny arms. Like I maybe have like an 80 and a half inch reach, but I'm deceptively strong. Like sometimes I punch people and they're like, okay, you know what I mean? Like you're throwing heat. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just throwing like straight, you know? But I definitely think I've always been like deceptively strong. But really it's just wrestling. Like it's playing sports my entire life, dude. Like if I had to chalk it up to anything, man, playing sports like builds like those intangible muscles that you never know you have until you have to use them, you know, man. That's honestly what it is.
You know what's weird? I remember we were talking about this a little while ago, but lanky guys carry a ton of power. And like historically in the UFC, guys like Conor McGregor, like Chuck Liddell, these like weird lanky boys just carrying a ton of power. That's you.
Yeah. And Adesanya straight up starts. He straight up put Paulo Costa the fuck down, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, that's crazy, man. I wasn't expecting that. Like, and I think do you think it's to do with the length? Because obviously with that length, yeah, it just comes, you increase in the power differential.
I'm just learning this, but like Coach Wink tells me all the time to keep people at the end of my pop or keep people at the end of my punch. If you hit someone at the very end of your punch and turn your knuckle, it's almost like you just threw like plus 50 on your stats or something. You know what I mean? They're like that's how you really like get like activate those muscles and get that punch. You know what I mean? Like it's good stuff.
Before you were in fighting, you were saying you were playing a lot of sports. What kind of sports were you playing as a kid? Were you always athletically gifted, or like what? And what made you want to go into MMA away from like standard Big Four sports? You know?
Okay, so it's a crazy story, honestly. But as a kid, like in high school, I played 6 sports. I was a 6-sport athlete. I got Division 3 through Division 1 offers in 4 of those sports, but I ended up only like taking like 1. And then I was a red shirt and I found out that I had like permanent damage on my rotator cuffs. So just as quick as I got the scholarship, I lost it, you know? So that's honestly how like MMA came about. Because when I lost like my scholarship, I took a partial academic scholarship to like Old Dominion instead. And they would always like host fights in like amateur fights or like the UFC fights, like literally 10, 15 feet away from like where I go to school, you know? So like my 21st birthday was coming up, man. And I literally told myself, I was like, dude, you've been in so many street fights. You've wrestled, like you've always wanted to fight. You know what I mean? You're a giant fan. Just go do it. I thought it was that easy, you know? And so I did it, you know? Like my 21st birthday came and like a month after that, I took a fight. I found out they were free because that was really the holdup. Like I didn't want to take a fight because I thought you had to pay money for it. But I found out they were free and took one, starched that guy, you know what I mean? Took another one, which was fucking, what do you call that? Like it wasn't even, like it's not on your record. It's
smoker. Was it a smoker fight? I don't know what's that.
It wasn't a smoker. It was an actual fight, but it was like
exhibition.
I chalked it up as an exhibition because the guy like missed weight severely or something. But like, I took those 2 fights, man. And then I went back to school, bro, and I failed chemistry again, and I failed fucking statistics again. And then, man, like some crazy stuff happened with my sister, man. And like she wasn't in the best condition and stuff. I had to go home to like take care of her and stuff. And literally while I'm in the hospital, bro, like holding her hand, she's in a hospital bed. My manager to be calls me and he's like, "Hey, is this Lydell?" And I'm like, "Yeah, who is this?" And he's like, "This is Rick. I've been doing research on you, man. I seen your fights, man, and I want to offer you an opportunity to change your life." And I literally was like, "Bro, why are you playing with me? Like, this is the wrong time." You know what I mean? Like, are you trying to sex traffic me? Like, I literally asked that. I literally asked them, bro, like, are you trying to sex traffic me, bro? Like, this isn't real. You want to pay me to come out there and train with Jon Jones, you know what I mean? You want to pay me to turn me into a killer? That's literally how that conversation went. And so, yeah, next thing I know,
you were telling such a good, like, heartfelt story. Like, my
it's the truth, though, man. And even my parents, bro. My sister and my mom immediately went, "Is he trying to sex traffic you?" So we Googled him, you know what I mean?
That's not the best sales pitch, though, man. It's like, hey, look, I can change your life.
That's basically it, you know what I mean? He's like, "Oh, I can change your life," you know what I mean? Just come out here. You don't have to meet me, you know what I mean?
Oh my god!
Just go where I'm buying you a ticket to.
That's crazy. So you've only literally been training maybe 2-3 years, like, properly in MMA, and you're already 2-0 as a pro, man. Like, sometimes people take a few years just to go, into getting into a pro career. I mean, that's a little crazy, man. I mean, do you ever like think to yourself, "Fuck, man, I'm a pro, man, at this early on"?
Yeah, I think to myself that, and then I fucking watched Michael Morales obliterate Trevin Giles. Like, what was that? Like, fucking Saturday, like yesterday or something, Like, so I'm like, that guy is 22, you know what I mean? Jon Jones was 22, he won the belt.
That's true. That's true.
I really feel like I can compete with the best in the world right now, but I know I'm green, you know what I mean? I just started in MMA. Soon, though, people are going to know soon, man. Like, already guys are, like, not even accepting fights with me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in fight camp right now. So I'm in great shape right now. I have a fight 10 days away, but the guy pulled out 7 days ago. So now LFA is still trying to look for me a guy, and they're saying something about, like, the weekend after or the weekend after that. So it's like a bunch of people saying no, you know what I mean? And a bunch of people not wanting to take a risk because I'm a young dude, you know what I mean? I only have 2 fights, only 3 amateur fights, bro, but it's real. You know what I mean? I train down here with killers. I train down here with dogs. I train down here with world-renowned guys, world-renowned coaches, you know what I mean? I immerse myself in fighting. I'm a student of the game, you know what I mean? Like, I play, I watch, I do, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like an addiction. I'm really hardwired for this stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I just need my shot though, dude,
Yeah.
Well, it's incredibly clear. It's so clear from watching your fights, and the manager who phoned you, these people saw it too. It's incredibly clear the potential that you have. Now, if we're to look 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, there's Bellators, there's PFLs, there's UFCs, there's one championships. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years in this sport?
I think in less than 5 years, I'm the champion of whatever organization I'm in.
I love it.
But honestly, dude, like, it was a case where, like, I was supposed to be signing with Bellator for my pro debut.
Oh, wow.
It's because, like, the scholarship that I'm on is like the Jackson Winkeljohn scholarship, but it kind of works like hand in hand with Bellator. So, like, Davion Franklin made his pro debut, Bellator. Christian Edwards, pro debut, Bellator. And I'm third Jackson Wink scholar. I was supposed to do the same thing, but understandably, I'm a little lighter. You know what I mean? These weight classes are a little more. I didn't have as many amateur fights, you know what I mean? So I kind of just had to, like, it's kind of like a thing where, like, I finish a guy or, like, have this performance, and then that's when we contact Bellator, and they're sending more demands and whatnot, man. So honestly, I think I might, by the end of this year, be on the Contender Series, man. You know what I mean? Because I kind of feel like, I don't know. I would really hate to sound like a cocky dude or anything, bro, but I've came too hard and I've worked too hard not to believe in myself, bro. I kind of feel like if you can't, like, believe in me now, you can't see, like, what you have in front of you now, and it's proven with Davion Franklin and Christian Edwards, bro, then, like, what do I need to, you know what I mean? Like, what am I really, like, I don't know, man. I just want someone to value me. I think I'm a big asset, you know what I mean? I'm a young guy. I'm a violent guy. I'm a relentless guy, you know what I mean? I would think someone picked me up, you know what I mean? But I think that definitely by the end of this year, man, this year's going to flip a lot of people on their backs. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's inevitable, man. And, that's not arrogance, to think, I'm going to win a title in a few years. Because if you're chasing the dream of being a world champion, you have to believe it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever else you're doing, man.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of, I'm going to kind of go a little while. Still,
you're fine. I'm enjoying this conversation, dude. You guys are groovy guys to talk to, man.
Nah, you're easy to talk to, man. I was like, yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
No, but I'm like, outside of training, you have really hard days, obviously in training camps and so on and so forth. What do you do outside of your training? Like, do you veg out? Do you chill with your family? Like, what do you do? Or is just fighting something that never leaves your mind?
Well, honestly, the only time I really get to chill is like when I go home. So I like maybe go home like once or twice a year or something like that. But like other than that, man, I play Warzone, dude. Like, and I get dubs too, But I play Warzone. I play fighting games. I love Tekken. You know what I mean? Because
yes,
I kind of feel like Tekken's like real fighting in like a sense. You know what I mean? Like punishment and like sidestepping. Just I kind of like try to incorporate aspects of fighting in like literally everything I do. So, but like, I don't know, man. Just honestly, a bunch of video games. I read a little bit more now. That was my New Year's resolution, even though I try not to believe in those. Oh, and I also just started like doing a little bit of creative writing. So I've been writing like short stories and like a little bit of poetry. But honestly, that's about it. It's not really much to do besides training,
Just a lot of hobbies there.
There's a lot of hobbies.
Multi-talented, man. That's
It's the ADHD, bro. Like I literally can't concentrate on one thing without wanting to pick up something else. You know what I mean?
So you mentioned Tekken, yeah? I'm a big Tekken nerd myself, yeah?
You don't want to play me in Tekken, dog.
Nah, I'll probably get smashed, man. I'm not very good. Like my friend who is actually very good. We play and it's like, I think the score is about 32-8, but he's very good. He plays online. He plays on a regular basis. So I remember this quote, from Uriah Hall. He goes, he actually learned some of the moves, from Tekken. Do you ever get inspired? Yeah, like genuinely, he actually says, like, I used to play Tekken and I got some inspiration and, to do certain moves with playing Tekken. Do you ever get any kind of moves inspired by Tekken, essentially?
Yeah, actually, I get moves inspired by Tekken all the time, man, because, like, Tekken's kind of like a cool thing where, like, they base the game off of real fighting styles, you know what I mean? Like, real martial arts. So they have wrestling, they have boxing, they have XYZ, you know what I mean? So it's, like, really cool to just, like, be able to, like, play with those guys and say, hey, oh, like, he responded this way. I could do that in real life, It definitely works, though, dude. Like, UFC 4 too, it works that way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Uriah Hall was a Tekken player, though, man.
He is. You're going to have to challenge him, man.
Yeah, I'm going to challenge that guy. He's an 85 or 2, man. I'm going to challenge that guy. As a matter of fact, he was probably here like 6-8 months ago or something like that, like training with Jon Jones. I wish I knew, bro. I would have challenged him right then and there, man, for all the marbles. If you're watching this, Uriah Hall, you're next. 1st to 7, bro.
We're cutting this out, yeah. We're going to tag him in this.
That's the one.
1st to 7, bro.
And if you need to call out Uriah Hall, you should be on a better show. I don't think you're like, if he's watching, he's not.
Yeah, you guys, I don't think you guys realize you guys are groovy, man. A lot of people I follow you guys. Like
no way.
Stop it.
Yeah, no, really. Before I knew who Mom's Basement MMA was, I knew who you guys were.
Yeah, fuck no that way. Guy. Fuck Mom's Basement.
No, we love Tyler. No, we love Tyler. It's all jokes.
He's a great guy, man. The best guy, man. Honestly though, you know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of cool because there aren't really like MMA publications or like podcasts or like interviewers, you know what I mean, who are like more so catered towards the development of MMA. You know what I mean? Like anyone can cover what just happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But who can find the next big thing? You know what I mean?
We're talking to him. We're talking to him right now, man. But no, that's
hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Man, that's so
kind. I definitely appreciate that, man.
I love that. Thanks so much, man. But I always want to know fighters' music tastes. And I asked Davion Franklin the same thing. What were your biggest musical influences? And then today, what's on your playlists?
Okay. Okay, so I grew up listening to a lot of like 90s like hard rap because of like my dad, you know what I mean? Like gangster rap, so like your Eazy-E's, your Ice Cubes, your Nas's, Jay-Z's, or Scarface, or like just like a bunch of these dudes, you know what I mean? But then the 2000s came, and honestly, like pop music influenced me a lot. Like I would play like fucking really like fucking pop music. I love all kind of music, man, but like
Backstreet
earlier years, like pop and like hard rock, specifically because of like SmackDown versus Raw, like those entire series,
Yeah.
Dude, I still have SmackDown versus Raw soundtracks on my phone in my like playlist, bro.
Oh
Like
man.
3 Days Grace, like Let's Start a Riot or some shit like that, bro. So, but lately I've been listening to like a lot of Young Thug or like a lot of Tame Impala, or I listen to like Will Young, who I just found like a month ago. Maybe he's like an older artist or something. He's like a singer.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a really good guy, man.
Do you been
Yeah.
like getting jiggy with it and all that stuff, like the old stuff?
Yeah, like he has this one song called like Silent Valentine. I fucking love that song, bro. But yeah, Will Young's a great guy. Great music. I kind of feel like there's someone else I'm like missing, like really big right now. Oh, and just always J. Cole. I listen to a lot of J. Cole, man.
Yes, man.
Love that guy, bro.
Top 3, bro. He's, do you know what I like about him? The fact that he went through the journey, of getting all that material wealth, and then he realized, man, fuck this shit. It's not about that. Like, it's actually just, it's about journey, man, enjoying life and all that stuff. And I really like the music that he puts out, man. It's really positive. Probably one of the best ever, man, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, dude, that guy is so positive. You know what I mean? He's so uplifting. He doesn't only care about himself, his family, his friends. You know what I mean? He cares about his community, his environment. You know what I mean? And I kind of feel myself as the same kind of way. Like one day I want to be a humanitarian. One day I kind of want to make a difference, bro. You know, so yeah. And then on top of that, the guy graduated magna cum laude in college. You know, I've been to college before, and I definitely didn't graduate magna cum laude, dude. You know what I mean? It wasn't a 4.2, wasn't a 3.2, might have been a 2.2, you know, but
I'm like a proud dropout. I was like, man, I was happy to be there. Thanks for inviting me to college.
You know, it was just experience, man. I just needed that.
Man, as if you were naming like stuff that I'm into, like Nas, Wu-Tang, Eazy-E, and then you're like, nah, I'm just into pop music. So what's the most embarrassing thing that you don't want to tell people that you secretly listen to? I'll tell you mine, but you have to go first.
Oh, okay. Okay, damn. Okay, so are you guys know that I don't even know who sings this song, bro, but I would always hear it when I went into like a Rue 21 or Forever 21. And like one day, like maybe like a month ago, I just like talked the lyrics into like my phone and the song came up. So like now I just like talk the lyrics, but it's the if we talking body, you got the perfect one. So do you know that song?
But is it If We Talking Bodies by Tove Lo?
Oh my god! Oh my god! I have a strange addiction to that song, bro. You'll hear me like any other time, like listen to the hardest, most grimiest, like UK drill or like dirty South rap, like 21 Savage or like and then that's when all of a sudden I'm listening to Megan Trainor, Talking Body, or like Heat Waves.
I think I know the song you're talking about as well, man.
Oh my god, man, it's ridiculous. And it's sometimes like someone they'll walk in the bathroom, you know what I mean? A couple people walk in the bathroom, they're kind of loud or whatever. I'm like, shit, I gotta turn this music off. It's the wrong song playing right now. It's affecting my street cred.
So I mean, just kind of in the same realm, yeah. So a slightly different question, but I know you mentioned that Django is your favorite movie. Yeah, I like the movie, man. I'm not that big on it. I'll be honest, man. Please don't kill me. But like,
I love it. It's such a good movie.
Particular reason?
It's not the best Tarantino movie, though. Come on, guys. Come on. It's not.
Oh, okay. So is it? You don't really like Quentin Tarantino like that?
I love Tarantino. No, I'm a huge fan, man. I like Jackie Brown. I like Pulp Fiction. Both Kill Bill movies.
Inglourious Bastards, you know.
Bro, come on.
Kill
man.
Bill. Kill Bill's mine.
Kill
That's
Bill,
the one.
you know.
Yeah,
that's the one.
But I thought Django was good, but maybe I need to watch it again, man. I just, I didn't really. You know what put me off? I love Tupac, by the way. I'm a huge Tupac fan. I didn't really like the fact they just randomly put that in the middle of the movie. I'm like,
yeah, it's badass, man. I'm gonna get it on till I die. That's real shit, though. You know what I mean? Man, R.I.P. Tupac, bro. What a great guy. He's a visionary. Tupac has an amazing quote that I try to live by. He said, I may not change the world, but I guarantee I spark the mind that does change the world.
Yeah, I love
it. And I think that's a really deep quote, man. I love that quote.
Man, that is good. And Tupac's music has aged not weirdly well. It's aged extremely well. But like if it was released today, you'd still say like this is good. This is extremely good stuff. It's relevant lyrics. No, it's good stuff. And going on. But what about him or Biggie? You gotta pick one.
Oh man, honestly, my dad's probably watching this. He's probably want to hate this, but I'm a bigger Biggie fan than I am a Tupac fan, man.
Same. His flow is better, man. His flow
Biggie
is so
had the
smooth.
flow, the wordplay, the vocabulary, the swagger. He just had everything. You know what I mean? Like, but Tupac had that aggression. He had that like, you could feel Tupac. You know what I mean? It's kind of like J Cole. Like when I hear J Cole, I hear like little bits of Biggie, but like he's so emotional that I hear Tupac. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, man.
I heard something. Yeah, I'm a bigger Tupac fan, but it just shows you probably how angry I am deep down. But like, yeah, I like the fact that he basically raps from the belly, man. I think someone just said he raps from the belly, man, from the soul.
Literally.
Friggin' love Tupac, man. He's so awesome.
Literally from the soul, man. So if he was saying, you know what I mean, I love you guys, he's singing it from the soul. But if he's also saying like, that's why I fucked your wife, he's singing it from the soul. I'm sorry, he's singing it from the soul, man. Tupac, gotta love that guy, man.
Jeez, man. Go for Tim.
No. So Zoom is going to kick us off in a few minutes here, so we just got a couple questions left. Gotcha. But a lot of MMA fighters have signature brands, signature tequilas, hot sauces, that sort of stuff. If there was a Lydell Poag signature brand, what would that signature brand be?
Bro, I want to say breakfast burritos, man, but I kind of feel like that's so generic. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like everybody has a breakfast burrito. I love.
No, they don't. That's not generic. That's a great one.
I literally eat a breakfast burrito before we like got on the camera. You know what I mean? Like.
That was such a quick answer. So I was like breakfast burritos. Like that was the quickest answer we've ever had for a signature brand. Some people are just like this. I don't know.
if not breakfast burritos, then I feel like crew socks, like some black crew socks, but like some really good ones. You know what I mean? Those are like my two endorsements. You know what I mean? Or Crocs. Even though they're their own thing already. Crocs got to give me the sponsorship already, bro. You gotta do that, bro. I walk around in Crocs like 25.8 or something.
I love that. Yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna ask this final question before Zoom kicks off the bastards.
Gotcha.
But like, so obviously, you're a big fight fan. I'm sure you're very familiar with Pride FC.
Yeah.
Would you like to see the yellow card implemented in other organizations? Like a yellow card being, you get a yellow card, if you just lay and pray, you just do fuck all. They give you a yellow card, but you do get some of your purse cut as well. But I liked it because it kind of just made it a bit more action-packed generally.
I don't agree with like the knees on the ground or like stomping on the ground or like soccer kicks.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree with the yellow cards, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of guys coast. And it's even more like, it's even worse with like the live scoring. I think like PFL does like live round by round scoring or whatever. So you can see that you're up 2 rounds and like literally just coast. That's not what kind of fighter I am. You know what I mean? Every second of every minute of every single fight, I'm trying to turn your lights out. So like, you know what I mean, man? So I definitely think the yellow cards would be kind of cool to have to get guys to do more work, but just not all Pride rules. You know what I mean? Like no headbutts or punches to the groin or soccer kicks, Yellow cards definitely.
Just fists and teeth pulling and just biting and just keep it the normal stuff, So
mustache pulling.
Yes.
Maybe a couple fish hooks, man.
Yeah, just the pure martial arts. Okay, we got a couple minutes left here. My name's Tim Wheaton. Check me out, Tim Wheaton MMA on Instagram and Twitter. He is Ash. Check him out at ashmma.cks. We are a Calf Kick Sports podcast today, joined by Lydell Poag. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And you get the last word. Let the people know where they can find more of you and what you got going on next.
Okay, as always, Lydell Neverfold Poag at Neverfold MMA on Instagram. I'm supposed to be fighting LFA pretty soon, so watch out for it. I'll definitely be on the Contender Series by the end of the year. I'm a guy who believes in manifestation and speaking into existence. So watch me work. Watch me do exactly what I say. And yeah, even more than that, dude, like I always say, I'm a dude who's never had anything. I'm a dude who will literally take whatever I need to from whoever they put in front of me, because I've never had anything and I want it that bad. You know what I mean? Like my fights finish kind of fast, but it's only because the fight has never slowed down for me yet. When it does, though, ask my sparring partners, dude, when the fight slows down, when I get into round 2 of the fight one day, you guys will see it, man.
Thank you so much for your time, man.
Dude, thank you guys for this opportunity. I appreciate it, man. You guys are great guys. Yeah, man, I love this interview, man.
We're having you back. Cheers, mate.
100%.
Absolutely. You guys take care, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Take care, man.